Hello everyone, welcome to Homeschool Autism Life. My name is Jamie. Today's video, I wanted to talk about some of the lessons I've learned over the last year with doing our guardianship and trying to get all of our ducks in a row for our son's 18th birthday in April. I found the process of doing this very difficult, I think, because my expectations were faulty through no fault of my own necessarily. We had the professionals, and I put that in quotation marks for a reason. I had professionals say, oh, your case is so simple, so it's going to be relatively straightforward and simple, and it was not. It was not. I kind of look at myself in the mirror of late and I'm just like, oh, I look so tired and old, partly because it's just been a year of hard slog, not just with the guardianship, but, you know, trying to get my daughter like prepped and ready for high school and learning that system. It's been a struggle, and not in it was too hard, I couldn't do it. Of course, we did do it and we will continue to do it. But it's definitely been very interesting to try and navigate something that doesn't have a roadmap. And that's something that I didn't expect and didn't realize was, yeah, I'm weird apparently. I'm weird for expecting that, I think. So I will just give you like 5 little tips if you are preparing for doing this sort of thing. And it might not all work out to be true, but if you're in this mindset of, you know, how guardianship is going to go and it goes easier for you, yay for you. But I came in there thinking it was going to be straightforward because I had talked to somebody when Darian was 16 years old. I had talked to a social worker and I was like, I want to get up to speed and I want to get ready. And when I started at 16, they're like, oh, wait until he's 17. And I really wish that I had at least done some of it when he was 16 so that I didn't have as much paperwork and trying, like that would have been done and dusted already. And so that's what I mean. So I'm going to say, give yourself time, at least a year, if not 2 years, to start working on the process, working on the appointments. Some appointments you will need to do closer to when they're 18, but at least you will know that ahead of time and you can plan for that ahead of time and you can make the adjustments that you need to in order to go, okay, this is kind of my 2-year plan or schedule. I could have done the Alberta's PDD program when he was 16. And if I had done that when he was 16, then I would have only had to deal with the other stuff that like in his 17th year. So, you know, trying to spread it out is a way to like not overwhelm yourself when you're like hitting the roadblocks of, okay, I can't, like the computer won't let me put in this information and it's not telling me why. And you're having to call people to find out, oh, the reason why you can't is because he's not 6 months and a day away from his 18th birthday. Like, what? Like, at the very least, when you say, no, I'm not accepting this, type in or say the reason why is because his birthday is, like, they just said he's not 18 yet. And I'm like, but you told me to do it ahead of time. So the point of this is to be very clear. In Alberta, this is the way it is. But I look at it and go, if there's things you can do ahead of time, do them. And you may have to like sort it out, but if you're starting when they're 16, you have time. And if you're like, okay, I'm not getting the answers that I need from this person, you have time to find somebody who does have the answers. And I did have the time because I started when he was 17, but I just, you know, if I had to do it all over again, I would have done that. Number 2, it is okay if you know nothing. It is okay if you know nothing about the process, even if Even if you've done your research and you've talked to the social worker who knows what she's doing, and you've done all of this prep work ahead, and you go, I still know nothing, expect to know nothing. Expect that there is not going to be a clear and cut. And like I said, if you live in a province or a state or a country that's like, here's the list of the steps, you are so blessed. You are so blessed. And I'm so happy for you, because that was not the case for us. And I still marvel to this day how this is not a thing. I think the only reason why they get away with it is because you usually only do this for one child, and you're just so thankful that it's done that you're like, I don't even care anymore. Like, I'm not even going to talk to you guys about how badly run this is. 2, do not expect simple answers. Like I said, because bureaucracies are changing the rules all the time, making changes. We had our guaranteed income for special needs in Alberta was making changes. So there was, during this past year, and so there was a huge freak out on the news that people were being rejected, or people who had been on it for years were being rejected. Like, it was insane. Don't expect that the answers are going to be simple. Expect that you're going to be going from expert to expert to expert, trying to figure it out, because they're trying to figure it out. Nobody knows what's going on. And it's up to us to go, okay, I think, maybe, I don't know. All of that is really important for you, as for your mental health, to go, okay, I'm just caring about one child, one family, and I need this done by a certain time. And I think that's part of the process, is because you're like in 4 months, he's going to be 18, and I need to have this figured out, and no one's helping me with that. So it's really good. Again, number 1, have lots of time so that you aren't in a panic to try and figure it out. Yeah, it's just the way it is. And so don't expect the simple answer. Expect it's going to be difficult, so that when you have to call 5 people to get one answer, you are not like super, super frustrated and annoyed and angry, because you're like, you might be still, because I'm fairly easygoing, and I was like, oh my goodness. But at the same time, you can only do what you can do, and there's no way that I can fix the bureaucratic mess that is our system. I can't. I know it could be run. I keep saying to everybody, I'm like, I want this simpler for you. I'm not doing it for me. I'm doing it for you. But I can't. Even if I advocate all over the place, I'm not going to be able to change the system like that. And it's sad. It should happen, but I can't. So with that in mind, if I don't expect simple answers, then it's going to be a little bit easier for me to just be like, it is what it is. And yeah, expect it to be complicated is number 4. The big reason is that we were told, again, our case was simple. Our son is doing well at home. We have a husband and a wife and a solid family. There's no step parents. There's no custody battle. There's nothing that would cause it to become complicated. And yet it absolutely is. So I said to my husband, I'm like, I would hate to see a complicated case. Like, this is insane. So with that in mind, knowing that it's going to be a complicated situation, again, helps you frame your mind to be like, okay, this isn't going to be, again, number 1, have lots of time. Just, it gives you that space to be like, okay, yeah, I got this. It's going to be a pain in the tuchus, but we can do it. And number 5, and I'm not there yet, another one is that it will all work out. It will be okay. The reason why I say that is because A, I have to believe that. But B, I know of many a family who didn't start this process until their child turned 18. And they had more hardships, which is why I didn't do that. But it's definitely something that it feels like there's a deadline. When my child turns 18, this needs to be done. And while that's technically true, when you know that there are many a parent who doesn't get this process started and they do eventually end up to somewhere where it's okay, then I can take a deep breath and go, it will happen when it happens. So the big thing for us right now is I have all the paperwork to the different organizations that need the paperwork. And we have been told that it is between 6 months to 12 months before we will even hear back from anybody. So all of that hard work, all of that rushing around means absolutely nothing if they're not getting to the sack of your papers until he's 18 and a half. In Alberta, they said, well, they'll just retroactively give you whatever based on when you put in the application. So I've put in the application before he turns 18, which means when he turns 18, however long it takes for them to get their stuff together, we will hear back and we will get a lump sum for however long it takes them to do their job. So the guardianship part of it, so I've been talking about like guaranteed income for special needs. I'm talking about services to get your kids out in the public, that stuff. Guardianship should be within the time before he turns 18. That's based on what our lawyers have said, but again, it's a process that you just need to go through, plan out, and you can still do it when they turn 18. You just will have trouble when the government goes, and your child's 18, so they don't need you. Yeah, they do. So the point of this was to learn from my mistakes. And if you end up in a situation where one or two of these things don't work for you because you have a better system, just be thrilled for yourselves. Just be so excited that it was so easy and you are so thrilled with life, because not everyone has that. And if you end up in the place where we are struggling against a broken system or a system that's just so convoluted and crazy, if you follow these 5 ideas or steps or mindset practices, that will help you make this less of a stress, less exhausting and tiring for you. So I hope that this has been a help and an encouragement to you. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video, and we will see you next time. Bye-bye.